Hello my friends, thanks for joining me today again. This is a new episode. I'm going to talk about the D6. You remember last week or last month I let my D3S go because I sold it to someone who would use it far more than I did up until now, and you guess what? I told you in the video, it's because I had on board the D6, so here it is. So what was missing with the D3S? You know, sometimes not everything is a matter of reason. I spent years saying and arguing that the D3S is a very good camera, and I continue to say that it's a very good camera, the D3S. But yeah, good doesn't mean that nothing is better. And when my local store agent told me that they were giving a significant discount on their in-stock D6, I just wanted to give it a try. That's the way I buy my gear. I always buy it at least 40% less expensive than the new. So when I sell it, I don't lose money. My rule is minus 40% at least compared to the new. So here is a D6 with a significant discount. But hey, before I bought it, I deeply investigated in the technical data of the D6. And I said to myself, why don't we give it a try? So yes, to be honest, everything in this camera is a giant step above the technology that is in the D3S. Everything. Regarding the sensor, you start from 12 million pixels on the D3S and you have 20 million pixels here. It's not that huge step, you would say, but both pixels, my god. The D3S, the ISO, the lower ISO is 200 and the maximum were 2800. On the D6, it starts from 100 and it goes above 100,000 ISO. Just imagine what you can get with this camera. So just think about it. The D3S is 12,000 ISO, let's say 12. 12, 24, 46, 92. So it's 2, 4, 8. 8 times more sensibility in the D6 compared to the D3S. That means that when you are at 12,800 on a D3S, you are at its maximum and the image quality was so at this higher ISO value. But with the D6, when you are at 12,800, it's just the beginning. You can go really farther with the D6. And this opens a lot of doors. So it's a sport camera. We all agree about this, like the D3S. D3S was at a burst rate of 9 frames per second. Here you can reach 14 frames per second. A giant step above. It's more than 50% more. Metering, 1005 points on the D3S, 180,000 points on the D6 to measure the light. With advanced scene recognition, that means artificial intelligence in the D6 it never misses the light measure. Never, never. But let's talk about the elephant in the room. Do we say that? I don't know, but about the autofocus system. D3S, D3iX, D700, 51 autofocus points, 15 were cross types. With the D6, it's 105 autofocus points. 100% of them are cross types, and you have a wider IF coverage, which is 1.6 larger than what you get in the D3S. You can apply a type of IF function on many buttons. For instance, it's a sport action with someone going directly towards you. Okay, 3D tracking with eye recognitions, incredible. Then you have a more static object. Okay, press another button. It will be a IF single point or IF dynamic. But yes, really powerful. You press several buttons and you have access to several kind of IF functions. This I love because you have lots of reactivity and customization when you are on the field to take pictures. One major improvement also, even though the D3S was the camera that was able to see in the dark, the measure, let's say the detection was from -1 EV up to 19 EV. With the D6 is -4.5 EV up to 20 EV. I told you that 100% of the IF points are cross types, but also 15 of them can work with f8 lenses. And last but not least, the fact that the D6, yes, pay attention to this, the D6 is the only DSLR that is able to track the eye. I'm not talking about a mirrorless camera, okay? I'm talking about a DSLR that is able to track the eyes of a subject. And that's just amazing. It's the only Nikon DSLR who is able to do that. And believe me, it does it really, really well. When you are shooting a sport action, a wedding, portraits, very, very interesting. The fact that he understands, he recognizes a face, and he put the autofocus points around the eyes. Just powerful, mainly in sports action, because then he will take the head of the sport people you want to take pictures of, and he will focus the head and the eye of this guy. And that's just amazing because you can apply the 3D tracking on the eye of the sport guy you are following. Just amazing. In portraits, I keep on using a single point and I put the point in the eye, because the fact is, if it follows the eye using 4 points, so let's take my glasses out, and the 4 points are just around your eye. So in fact, for a guy that is far away, running or whatever, okay, you don't see that it's not really the eye that is tracked. But for a portrait, if you are really close, it will not really go in the eyes, in the iris of the eye, but maybe you could have sometimes one of the 4 points that are not correctly focusing the iris, but just in front of the iris. Maybe it's a limitation. In portrait, I would not use the 3D eye tracking of the D6, but already bear in mind, it's the only DSLR who is able to track an eye. Just amazing. This is flabbergasting, really flabbergasting. So yes, you understood, I like this camera a lot. So here we are, we have reached the end of this episode. I hope you learned something. And don't hesitate to leave any comments below, subscribe, like the video to help my channel. And what's next? Just tell me what you want to see. Do you want me to make a video on a DF? Yes, the Nikon DF. Or would you like me to make a video on the Nikon D3X? But guess what? I have also something very, very amazing. The Nikon D5600. I just bought it recently on the second-hand market. I think it was less than 300 euros. Yes, 300 euros, this little toy. And my God, I just started to play with it. Okay, it's not a D6 with incredible autofocus features, but man, tilt, touchscreen, 24 megapixel, APS-C, not that bad. What do you want me to talk about? DF, D3X, or D5600? I don't have a lot of experience on this one, so maybe we can keep it for later on. Tell me in the comment. See you soon. Hope you like this, and have a good day. Cheers.